Judge is presiding. Please be seated.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Calling the case, Boots Cash Chemists and Pharmaceutical Society of Great Britain. Are both ready?
Ready for the plaintiff, Your Honor.
Ready for the defendant, Your Honor.
Now we will hear the opening statement from Plaintiff Counsel.
Good evening, Your Honor. Today I am presenting my client, Pharmaceutical Society of Great Britain. When my client was doing his supervision at Boots Cash Chemists on 13 April, he saw a customer put into his basket an article which contained drugs that is listed in Pharmacy and Poisons Act 1933 without the supervision of any registered pharmacist. Therefore, the defendant was violating Part 1 of the Pharmacy and Poisons Act 1933, which the supervision of registered pharmacists is required when the offer was accepted at the shelf. That's all, Your Honor. With this, I finish my statement.
Thank you, Plaintiff Counsel. Defendant Counsel, you may start your opening statement.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. I am the defense lawyer for Boots Cash Chemists. Today, on behalf of my client, I would like to highlight that the self-service system introduced by my client is not an offer, but just an invitation to trade. My client does not violate the Pharmacy and Poisons Act 1933 because there is a supervision of registered pharmacists at the cashier's desk where the offer was accepted and not as what the plaintiff has claimed. Thus, I am here to prove that my client does not infringe the Pharmacy and Poisons Act 1933. That's all, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Defendant Counsel. Plaintiff Counsel, would you like to call the witness from your side?
Yes, Your Honor. I would like to call my client from Pharmaceutical Society of Great Britain to the witness stand.
Raise your right hand. Do you promise that the testimony you shall give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Please introduce yourself for the record.
I am representative from Pharmaceutical Society of Great Britain.
Is it true that on 13 April you were doing a supervision at Boots Cash Chemists?
Yes.
Is it true that you witnessed a customer buying an article which contains substances that is included in Part 1 of the poisons list as referred to Section 17 of Pharmacy and Poisons Act 1933?
Yes, I did.
If so, what are the substances?
The article known as Pharmaceutical and it contains 0.23% of codeine.
Objection, Your Honor.
Objection sustained.
Although the Pharmal syrup contains codeine which is included in Part 1 of the poisons list, the Pharmal syrup does not come within Schedule 1 to the Poisons Rules 1949. This is because the percentage of codeine is very small, which is only 0.23%.
Plaintiff Counsel, do you have any further question?
Yes, Your Honor. Do you aware that an offer has been made when the customer take the article from the shelf?
Yes.
According to Section 17, Sales and Goods Act 1893, the property in goods passes when it is intended to pass, and there is clearly an intention that the sale takes place at the spot where the customer take the article from the shelf.
Objection, Your Honor.
Objection sustained.
The display of goods in the self-service system is just an invitation to trade, not an offer. The offer was actually made when the seller accepted the payment at the cashier's desk.
Do you have any further question, Plaintiff Counsel?
No, Your Honor.
Defendant Counsel, would you like to cross-examine?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may begin.
Do you insist that an offer was made? Do you insist that an offer was made at the shelf?
Yes.
So, are you saying that the customer cannot put the article back to the shelf if, let's say, he changed his mind and preferred another article?
Objection, Your Honor. The question is irrelevant.
Objection overruled. Plaintiff, please answer the question.
I'm not sure.
See, the plaintiff himself does not even confident with his answer. In fact, the self-service system is just an the self-service system is a convenient method that enables customers to see what there is and choose, and possibly put back and substitutes the articles which they wish to have. Thus, the self-service system is just an invitation to treat, not an offer. That's all, Your Honor. No further question from my side.
Plaintiff, you may be seated. Defendant counsel, would you like to call the witness from your side?
Yes, Your Honor. I would like to call my clients from Boots Cash Chemists to the witness stand.
Raise your right hand. Do you promise that the testimony you shall give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Please introduce yourself for the record.
I am the representative from Boots Cash Chemists.
Is it true on March 1951 you introduced a self-service system at your shop?
Objection, Your Honor.
Objection overruled. Defendant counsel, please continue.
Is there any supervision by a registered pharmacist before the medicine, before the purchase of the medicine is made by the customer?
Yes, there is a registered pharmacist at the cashier's desk.
So do you mean that the medicine can only be purchased after it has been approved by the registered pharmacist at the cashier's desk?
Yes, it is true.
That's all, Your Honor. I have no further question.
Plaintiff counsel, would you like to cross-examine?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may begin.
Just now you said that the registered pharmacist was at the cashier's desk, right?
Yes.
Supposedly, the registered pharmacist must be there when the offer was accepted by the customer, when the customer take the article from the shelf. The absence of the supervision of the registered pharmacist at that time when the offer was concluded clearly violates the Part 1 of the Pharmacy and Poisons Act 1933. That's all, Your Honor. I have no further question.
Thank you, plaintiff counsel. Defendant, you may seated. Plaintiff counsel, you may start your closing argument.
Thank you, Your Honor. Here, I would like to highlight that there is no supervision of any registered pharmacist at the time when the offer was concluded at the shelf. Your Honor, it is my client's duty to take all reasonable steps to enforce the provision of Part 1 of the Pharmacy and Poisons Act 1933. Therefore, I humbly request the Honourable Court to make its rightful decision.
Thank you, plaintiff counsel. Next, defendant counsel, you may proceed with your closing statement.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would like to highlight that my client does not violate the Pharmacy and Poisons Act 1933 because the sales made on 13 April were effected under the supervision of a registered pharmacist in accordance with the provisions of Section 18 of the Pharmacy and Poisons Act 1933. The sales were concluded at the cashier's desk, not by the time the customer put the articles into the basket. With that, in the name of justice, I hope you to render the only verdict that is fair. Thank you.
Thank you, defending counsel. Now I'll give my judgment. After listening to both closing statement, I've come to a conclusion that the judgment of the Supreme Court should be discharged. Therefore, in my opinion, a mere fact that the customer picked up a bottle of medicine from the shelf in this case does not amount to an acceptance of an offer to sell. It is an offer by the customer to buy, and there is no sale affected until the buyer's offer to buy is accepted by the acceptance of the price. The offer, the acceptance of the price, and the sale take place under the supervision of the registered pharmacist are sufficient to satisfy the requirement of the section. Hence, the appeal should be dismissed.